Okay, we're on day 2 of cleaning out my beds. I have 4 raised beds, the 4x8 raised beds that I have left to clean out. I did majority of them yesterday, and so I'm doing the rest today in the raised garden, and then we're going to go down below and start taking out anything that is in my long rows that I have down below the Secan. So let's continue on with this. We're going to be removing we're going to be removing these cucumber plants. There's nothing left of the cucumber plants, so I'm just going to be cutting these ones off at the base. Take out these tags. This was the Market Board cucumbers. And I have the 3 plants of the Market Board cucumbers. I'm just gonna try and put them back through. These are all kind of tangled up. And this panel that I'm cleaning off, I'm going to end up putting this panel that I have going over from one bed to the other. I'm going to put it back over where it was from before. I like it better the other way. I tried it this way, and I like it better the other way. So we'll be changing that back to the way it was. Okay, so that's it. I got all my cucumber plants off of here, off of my cattle panel, and I'm just going to go and spread them out. And this is just those weed seeds from the straw that we had put down. I'm removing out these weed seeds too. I have cleaned out this bed. I took out the calendula and I took out the cucumbers. I had some zinnias. I have left some of my onions, and I've also left the beets in this garden. So I have the Early Wonder beets and the Ruby Queen beets that I'm planning on leaving in here for a few more days. And then over on this bed, I've also removed any of the flowers. I had some calendula and zinnias, and I've removed that. And now I'm going to probably give to the chickens because it has a split in it already. So I'm going to clean off all of these tomatoes off of this side. I've got quite a few. And anything that's super ripe and split, I'll give those to the chickens. I got another one there. Oh, and another one. These 2 vines, I'm just going to snip the vines off with the tomatoes on them. Look at that. That's quite a few tomatoes that are on that vine. I'll just drop this into the box for now, and I'll snip this other vine. Got just a vine of tomatoes. There's another vine, not quite as big, but still it's a pretty good size. And then I will cut these tags off, or the strips off from these tomatoes. I'll get this ox heart. I've got a box over here for any of these bigger tomatoes. And for in the garden. I have the natural black cherry tomatoes in the front here, and I have a lot that I'm going to be taking off here, probably giving them to the chickens because I see a lot of ones with splits in them. And then I also have the rest of the Oxheart tomatoes on this side. Still some pretty nice looking tomatoes. These are the ones I'm going to use for my tomato paste because they are a meaty paste tomato. Not a lot of seeds in them. I will definitely be doing the Amish paste and the Oxhearts again. I like the paste tomatoes for doing those thicker paste sauces. I should have used a few of these in my tomato sauce that I made. I think that would have made a difference too in the consistency of the tomato sauce. Okay, I think that's it for the Oxhearts. And then I'm just going to add any of these natural black cherries into this box. Anything that's split, I'm going to keep off to the side for the chickens. So here I have the Tabasco peppers. And what I wanted to do, and we talked about this in a previous video, that I am going to snip the top off of this pepper because there's a lot of growth going on the bottom of this pepper. And I'm going to snip the top off of this one too because there's a lot of good growth going on this. So I'm just going to take my little snippers and snip it at the top of just above where this growth is. And then the same here. Just gonna snip that there. I've got a couple of pots that I have set up. I put some dirt in them. And I'm going to dig up these couple of pepper plants. Forgot my little shovel. And these are the Tabasco plants that I just never seem to get anything. So I'm just going to dig up around the roots. And I've got a couple of pots here. So I'm going to get this. And it's got a good root system here going. So I'm just taking off this dirt here. And then I'm going to dig a hole into the bottom of this pot, and I'll set this pepper plant down towards the bottom, push it down, and then I'm just going to add some of this dirt here because I amended all these beds with compost at the beginning of last spring. So I'm just going to fill it in with this dirt here. So we have one. And then I'm going to dig up this other one and put it in this pot. Now I'll take it in the house, put it under my lights in my basement. And again, and this is that fiber pots that we used, and it's already started to decompose. So I'm just going to leave this in the dirt, those fragments of fiber pot. I'll leave that in the dirt. I'm going to dig a big hole to the bottom. And then I'm just going to add some of this soil without the fiber pot, because I'm going to let that stay in the garden and decompose. There. I'm going to take these 2 Tabasco peppers in and see how they can overwinter. And then I have these big kohlrabies, and these are going to my chickens. So I'll just put the tag in here, and I'm going to pull out this kohlrabi, shake most of the dirt off to put that back onto my soil. I'm going to take out this kohlrabi also. These kohlrabis have split. I ate quite a few, but I think I just planted too many. So I'm going to take these to my chickens. So all I have left now are the annual flowers. Those are the ones that I'm going to be removing. I'm going to leave the carnations. Anything that's biennial or perennial. So all the nasturtiums, lobelia, alyssum, they are going to be coming out. But anything that will come back next year, the carnations, and we have the foxglove, and we have the columbines. And also I have lilies in here, and I am going to leave those in the beds as well. So I'm just going to be cleaning out anything that's an annual. I've got my snippers over here. And I'm going to I'm going to take out all the nasturtiums. And again, I am just cutting it off at the base and leaving that root in there. This is a fairly long trailing one. Won't take me long. Once I get these snipped out, then I'll be pretty much finished. That's just a weed. That is not a plant. Got a lot of nasturtium seeds that have fallen from these nasturtiums. So I'm just gonna cut out all of this. So I'm over here with the sweet potato vines, and I'm going to be ripping out all these sweet potato vines. So I was supposed to wait until they got hit with a little bit of frost, which they have, and now they're dying back. So now is the time when I want to remove these vines, and then I'm going to see what kind of crop that I have of sweet potatoes. So I'm just going to remove these vines, take them out onto the lawn, and let Jamie run over them with the lawnmower. I've got some little tuber sweet potatoes, so I'm just breaking those ones off, but they're not very big, I notice. These ones are a little bit bigger. But if you want to remove the peel, I don't know how you're going to do that with how long and slender they are for a sweet potato. Maybe I won't be taking the peel off. And those ones look like they have some holes in them. ones are a little bit bigger. So I'm going to kind of bring these over to this side and show you what I have kind of picked so far. I'm also picking out some of these weeds out. Just getting all this stuff, that weeds I don't want to be growing in these beds. I'm going to pick it out now. I also needed to get a bucket and I forgot. So I've taken out my corn and my sweet potatoes and I've put them all in this bucket, and now I'm just mounding this dirt back up to the center of the bed. And I already did the one side, and now I'm doing this side. Okay, and then I just go down the middle and kind of tamp the top of it off. That way then it's ready for in the spring. I'm ready to plant in this bed. Just gonna get this weed out. I got this bed is all ready. Okay, let's see how many cobs of corn we ended up getting. So I have my basket. This was the one butternut squash I got. It's pretty puny, so I got some really small cobs of corn. I can't imagine that they have amounted to anything. Whatever hasn't fully developed, I will just open it up and give it to my chickens. So I have, let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, there's a nice size one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, pretty small, 19, 20, 21, nice one, 22, 23. I got a lot of small ones, so I'm not really thinking that the small ones are really going to amount to anything. I will put this butternut squash in there, and then I'm going to dump out these sweet potatoes in the back of the shop. And I've got a chunk of cardboard set out for these sweet potatoes. And I will take you in the back shop and we'll see what we have. Okay, so here is what I have. I'm just going to empty this bucket. This is what I got for my sweet potatoes. Not a ton, and very thin sweet potatoes. I have one here, looks like it's got some holes chewed right through it from some pest damage there. I think my nicest looking one, I would say, is probably this one as far as for thickness. That one looks pretty good. This one. Now, usually I peel these, but I might have to use like a carrot peeler and peel it that way. So I'm going to let these cure. Let these sweet potatoes cure, and we'll see how they turned out as far as taste goes. I have 2 different kinds of sweet potatoes here. I purchased some sweet potato slips, and then I also did my own sweet potato slips from some sweet potatoes that I had purchased at one of the Asian markets. So this is my sweet potatoes. that I got. Interesting. I'm not exactly sure if I like sweet potatoes, but I don't know, maybe I'll just try some sweet potatoes in pig feed bags next year, and I'll do my regular potatoes in those raised beds in the back. So I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. It's actually Jamie and my anniversary today, so we're going out for dinner tonight. I need to have a shower. It is whatever the calendar year is, so 2023. We have been married for 23 years. We actually have been together for 29 years, but married for 23 years. So we are going out for dinner tonight, and I need to get ready for that. So we will be back again tomorrow doing more work. The only thing I left in those 2 back beds was the cabbage and the celery. I ended up pulling out Uncle Peter's vine, squash vine, and I pulled out all the corn stalks and I've put them over by the compost heap. So tomorrow I will work on taking out the cabbage that's there. I have a couple of split cabbages, so I might make a lazy cabbage roll casserole with those split cabbages. And then I think I have 4 cabbages that are not split, and I will put those somewhere where it's cool so I can keep them for as much of over the winter as I can. So we will continue this tomorrow. Have a good evening.